Welcome to the Yin Friday class. We're going to start today's practice on our side. So what I'm going to invite you to do is either take a bolster if you have one. If you don't have one, just take a blanket or a couple of blankets, and you might want to build it into a little long rectangle, so whatever pillows or blankets you got. And this is going to go on your mat, and or if you have a bolster, put the bolster on your mat. And we're just going to start on our side. So I'd like you to sit on your left side, on the left thigh, and then you're just going to kind of fold your torso over all the way onto your bolster. And this is an option one. If you want a little bit more of a kind of a stretch, you're going to turn your structure, so whether it's blankets or blocks, the long way, or perpendicular to your body. And this is, you're going to fold over your bolster like this, so you get more of a stretch on that right side. So option one, option two, if you wanted more restorative, go the long way. If you wanted more of a stretch for that side, go the short way. And wherever you are, make sure your head is comfortable. So as you fold over the bolster or your structure, you can put your head on a pillow, and then raise your right arm above your head and feel that nice, either gentle or a little bit more edgy stretch on that right side. Breathe into the right lung. And if you chose option A, and you feel like, now I want to change it up, you can certainly turn your structure so that it's facing the other direction, like I am demonstrating here. And you just pause here. So close your eyes. Breathe into that right lung. Exhale it out. So we jumped right into this pose because I kind of wanted you to go in a little cold. So we didn't do any other stretches. I want you to kind of feel and sense the right side of your body lengthening. If you've been sitting for a long period of time before this class, you might feel like it's a little congested around the waist area. So you want to just let that entire right side stretch out. And take some nice deep breaths into that right lung. I know that you cannot isolate a lung, but breathe as if you're sending your breath to the intercostal muscles, each muscle in between the ribs, and feel a sort of expansion in that right lung. The right side is also where the liver lives. So the liver lives right here at the bottom of, or before the bottom of the lowest rib cage. So it's really protected by the rib cage, and it's under the diaphragm. So as you're breathing, that's why the diaphragm is kind of diagonally a little bit sitting on top of the liver. So as you breathe, feel as if you can really open up space, moving the diaphragm up a little bit so that the liver can have some breathing space, so to speak. Inhale into that right side, exhale it out. And if this feels good and you just like to stay here, you can. If you like to make it a little bit more juicy, you can take the right knee behind the left heel. So I just moved my right knee back and I'm dropping it behind the left heel. This just makes it a little bit deeper, so it doesn't, if you go here and you feel like, no, I'm not ready for this, or there's too much compression in the low back, just bring the knee up a little bit higher, maybe towards the mid shin. But if you want it, and if you feel like this is what I need right now, go ahead and put that right knee behind the left heel and just continue to breathe. if your arm is getting tired above your head, you can always lower the arm down or move it around a little bit. We'll just have another minute here, so close your eyes and enjoy this minute. And as you're ready, gently begin to lower that right arm down, stack your knees, use the right hand to press yourself up, and all you're gonna do is flip to the other side. I'm just gonna turn so you can see me a little bit better. I don't want my back towards you. So just go ahead and do whatever you need to, whether it's the long way or the shorter way for your structure, or if you're putting something under your head, get into that position. So now you're on your right side, right thigh, and then you want to sit as close as you want to your structure so that you can really let that right side drape over your structure. And then you bring the right ear down, let the right head rest on something. Make sure that the right head is not just hanging there. Initially, I would suggest that start with your left knees stacked, or with the knees stacked. You can raise the left arm overhead. If you have any sort of shoulder injury, maybe just keep the arm next to you. But remember, we don't really want to go to the edge right away. So we want to just kind of creep onto that edge. Like, we want to just slowly and take our time and let the body open a little bit at a time, and then go, maybe reach the edge, maybe just notice what it feels like to get that, just a teeny tiny bit of stretch, and then you go a little bit deeper slowly. In this sense, you're really honoring your body, the musculoskeletal, the way it is at the moment. And I think that our bodies really appreciate it when we honor it and listen to it and follow its wisdom. So really breathe into that left lung now. Feel as if you can really fill into that left lung and open up the space in between each rib, stretching out the intercostal muscles. The ribs are actually very, very pliable. They're not, we think of our rib cage like something that's really hard, but it's not. There's so much cartilage and so much movability. And so to be able to just expand the entire side body and let the ribs open up and fill into the space behind and in between the ribs, and maybe even fill into the heart space. What a beautiful thought to be able to even hear as you breathe into that left lung. Maybe send a smile into your heart. If this feels good and you like to stay here, please by all means do. If you like to make it a little juicier, maybe you like to take that left knee and put it behind the right foot. And again, just go wherever your arm feels good. So if you do that and you feel like, oh, okay, my arm is just not feeling good, just put it right in front of you. The part of our yin practice is to really just move like a snail poke, like a snail pace. So we just start slowly, we move slowly, we move mindfully and with focus and appreciation and truly unconditional love for the way the body feels at this moment. and you give your body this stage for it to shine and to open up and to receive the love you're giving it. It's I don't know how else to say it, but it's truly giving your body some really attention and love in this yin practice. So breathe into your heart, breathe into that left side. Exhale it out. Just a few more moments here. So nice deep inhalations and exhales. And then as you're ready, gently begin to stack your knees. Once again, put your left hand in front of you and use the power in your left hand to come up to a nice comfortable seat. And let's just neutralize the spine for just a moment. So sit tall. You can sit on your blanket or bolster if you like to. And as you sit tall here, we're gonna bring the soles of our feet together. Your hands can rest comfortably on top of your ankles, and just drop your head. Let the chin come to your chest. Let the back of the neck get long. Inhale, and as you exhale, maybe slowly begin to come forward. We're not going really deep yet, so just a little bit at a time, just to kind of lengthen the lumbar spine, just a tad. Inhale. Nice deep breath in. Sigh it out. Exhale it out. And then with the help of your hands, please let your knees come together. You're going to extend the left leg forward, right leg back. And keep that right foot on the inside of that left thigh. And then I'm going to take a block and put it right next to my hand, my right hand. And I'm just going to take my left arm up towards the ceiling and then hug my right knee in. So we're not going really super far yet here. I'd like you to just start slowly. As you notice, my gaze is still to the front, so I'm still looking at my left toes. And all I'm doing is just kind of lifting the spine up, so a little bit at a time. And we're really, right now, just focusing on twisting the upper back, the thoracic spine. So put your foot down, press that right foot down, and just lift the chest up. My chest is, I'm really compressing that right knee into my chest. That's all. So I'm like hugging that right knee in. We're gonna pause here. Breathe, nice deep inhale and exhale. And then on the next inhalation, you're going to lift the chest a little bit more. And then as you exhale, rotate a little bit more to the right. So now my sternum is at a 45-degree angle. And I'm just going to stay here again for 3 breaths. Inhale and exhale. Make sure your sits bones are grounded, by the way. So make sure you're not leaning over one side or another, and you're really just hugging that right knee in. One more deep breath in and exhale. And then we'll do that again. So inhale. Really let the spine get long. Now when I say the spine getting long, I don't mean the chin lifting up. So keep the chin close to your chest and let the back of your spine get long. And then as you exhale, twist a little bit deeper. So maybe some of you are looking out 90 degrees from your body. Maybe some of you are between 45 and 90 degrees. Wherever you are, again, remember to really just hug that right knee and you're pressing that right foot down. And the shoulders are soft away from the ears. And you're creating a compression in the hip and the knee, but at the same time, you're keeping the spine long. Inhale and exhale. A little bit of an active yin here. So that left leg is strongly pressing down, so it's not just hanging out there. Flex the left foot, press the heel down. Now we're going to do this one last time. So inhale, lift the chest, and exhale, rotate a little bit deeper. And if for a lot of you, if you've gone slowly, you might find that you're opening a little bit more in the back. And maybe now some of you can take your right hand on your block and then take that left elbow on the outside of that right knee. And you can open the palm and just press that right knee into your left elbow into the right knee. So you're creating a deep traction for a nice, beautiful, powerful twist. Try not to lean over to one side or another. Both hips are grounded. Both sits bones are on your mat or on your blanket. And most of us should just stay here. But if you want to try, you can see if you want to lower that left arm down, bend the elbow back, and then you take the right arm behind you and create a bind. If you're creating a bind, make sure that you're not rounding the back. So the back should still be long. I'll turn around this way so you can see me a little bit better. So I'm really taking my belly over to the right, and I'm taking my left elbow outside my right knee, and then I'm bending the left elbow back, and I'm grabbing the left fingertips with my right hand. And then if you are here, then you take your gaze over to the right. Make sure that left leg is strong, pressing through the base of the right big toe. You're really ringing your internal organs, so to speak, but at the same time sitting tall. And then slowly we're going to come out of the pose. So if you've got a bind, slowly release your bind, and then nice and slowly turn your gaze forward and sit tall for just a moment. Draw that right knee to your chest, let the shoulders be soft. Inhale. And as you exhale, release that leg down, and then we're going to switch side. So bring the left knee to your chest, right leg is forward, straight ahead, flex the foot. Initially, we just want to bring that left heel close to us, and then you can take your block over to the left side and take a nice deep breath in and just hug that left knee. And so again, I'm starting straight ahead. So my chest is straight forward, pressing into the knee, and my gaze is at the right toes. And I'm just staying here. I'm just nice and slowly and patiently just waiting for my spine, waiting for my backside, waiting for my back body to say, okay, I'm ready for the next phase. You just breathe and patiently wait. There's no rushing. There's actually no need to go anywhere or do anything. This is a great place to just stay and practice. If you like to, you can now begin to lengthen your spine. Inhale. And then on your exhalation, twist a little bit deeper. Maybe this time you go 45 degrees. So now my sternum is facing 45 degrees to the corner of my mat, and I'm able to hug my left knee a little bit deeper with my right elbow. Really using that arm traction to draw the knee close to my chest. Shoulders are soft, and I'm sitting tall. So notice one side is always a little bit tighter, so maybe this side you need to be more mindful of whether you're leaning one way or another. Make sure that your spine is long. One more deep breath into your belly. I'm starting to feel a little bit more opening in my back. So now I'm just gonna take a nice deep breath in, lengthen the spine, and as I exhale, now I'm twisting a little bit deeper, and maybe between 45 and 90 degrees. Maybe some of you are already at 90 degrees. That's great. If you want to stay there, just pause here for a moment. Don't forget about that right leg. Keep the right leg strong, pressing the heel down. And again, it's really important not to compromise form for going deeper. So I know it's really cool to go deeper and to, show how flexible we are, but that's not the point at all. We want to make sure that we want to keep the alignment and the integrity of our bodies. And again, be really honoring the body exactly the way it is without pushing it constantly. I feel that a lot of us we already do so much between, raising families and working and stressing out and having other stressful situations, that the last thing you want to do is continue that on your mat. So this is a sacred space where you can be exactly who you are without needing to change. Now take a nice deep breath in, and if you like to, you can go a little bit deeper. Maybe some of you will be able to take your right elbow on the outside of that right and left knee. And I'm not feeling the bind here for myself. If you are and you like to create a bind, you can do that. But for me, this is as far as I can go on this side. So I'm just gonna stay here and enjoy this. Just enjoy this moment of presence. If you like to, you can take your gaze over to the left shoulder and look over the left shoulder. One more deep breath in and exhale. And then we're gonna unwind super slow, so please don't rush back. We're just gonna slowly begin to release the tension between the arm and the knee, and then gently, gently, gently turn our torso to the center. Bring both knees to your chest, please. And you can do windshield wipers here with your knees, or I'm gonna suggest that you lie down on your back and just rock a little bit side to side. So whatever is best for you. If you want to stay seated, go ahead and stay seated. I'm going to lay down on my back, bring the knees to my chest, and I'm just going to rock a little bit side to side, letting all those muscles that we just stretch in your back, let them all relax. Inhale and exhale. And actually, if you're not on your back, please come on your back. We're going to do Apanasana. So bring your hands on your kneecaps. Take a nice deep breath in. Press your knees away so your elbows become straight. And exhale, draw the knees to your chest. Let the tailbone come off the ground. And continue with your own breath. Inhale, press the knees away, Apanasana. Exhale, bring the knees to your chest. Inhale, elbows become straight, press the knees away. Exhale, draw the knees to your chest. And once again, inhale, press the knees away as your elbows become straight. Exhale, bring the knees to your chest. And then let's go to happy baby pose. Grab the outside edges of your feet. Lift the heels up towards the ceiling and then hold. So I've seen people do happy baby pose with the hands on the inside of the feet I've seen it with the outside of the feet. If I hold on to the outside of the feet, I feel like I can really bring my knees a little bit closer to my armpit. If somehow you don't have the flexibility in the shoulders and you feel like inside is easier, or you don't have the flexibility in the hips, that's perfectly fine. But see if you can flex the feet a little bit more and press up with the inside of the feet. Yeah, does that make sense? So if you've got your hands on the inside of the feet, press your feet, inside edges of your feet into your hands. If you've got the outside edges of your feet, then draw the knees a little bit closer to your armpits. Okay, so stay here, breathe. Sigh it out. Couple more times. Nice deep inhale. Exhale it out. And last one. Inhale. And exhale. And then release your feet, whether it's inside or outside. Let the bottom of your feet, the soles of your feet come together, and then lower your feet down towards the floor. Supta Baddha Konasana, supine butterfly pose. So let your knees open out to the side. We're going to stay here for 3 minutes. If you are really tight in the inner thighs or outer thighs and you would like to, you can take your blocks and put it on the outer thighs and then let your knees come up so that you've got the blocks underneath. You can play with the height and see what works best for you. But this is really lovely to be able to just lean your thighs onto your blocks so that your legs are not just hanging in the air. If you want the stretch and you don't want to use the blocks, just move the blocks to the side and let the knees open up wide. Bring your right hand to your belly, left hand on your heart. And then we're going to do the 3-part breath here. So as you breathe into your belly, feel your belly expand. You may feel your right hand rise a little bit. And then you continue your breath and you feel your chest expand and you feel your left hand rise a little bit. And then you continue your breath and you feel the collarbones expand. And then as you exhale, you empty the collarbones, empty the chest, and empty the belly. Okay? So in that order, it's almost like you're taking 3 steps up and 3 steps down, 3 steps up and 3 steps down. So go with your own pace, whatever that means to you. We're just going to start. You can close your eyes. Inhale, breathe belly. Inhale, chest. Inhale, collarbones. Empty chest. Empty collarbones, empty chest and empty belly. And continue on. Do a few more rounds on your own. I'm going to be quiet here so you can really focus on your own breath. Let's just do one more round, please. Inhale, breathe into your belly. Breathe into your chest. Breathe into the collarbones. Exhale, empty the collarbones. Empty the chest. Empty the belly. Beautiful. And then slowly begin to bring your knees back up, put your feet flat on the floor. Bring your knees together, feet are mat width apart. Take your arms overhead, inhale. And as you exhale, cross your right elbow in front of the left and bring your fingertips behind you as if you're trying to spread your shoulder wings apart from each other. Pause here for a moment, really stretch out the rhomboids between the shoulder blades. And then inhale, raise the arms overhead. Take the left elbow in front of the right this time, cross them, and take your fingertips behind you like you're giving yourself a big hug. Walk your fingertips to the middle of your upper back. Stretch it out. And exhale, release. And this time, bring that right elbow in front of the left once again. Walk your fingertips towards the back, middle of your back. Bring your feet so that they're parallel to each other. And then drop your knees over to the right. And let the knees go wherever they land, that's fine. You want to keep your shoulders on the floor though. Don't let your shoulders come off the ground. Inhale, lift the knees back up to the center. Exhale, drop the knees over to the right. Inhale, come back to the center. Keep the knees and the feet exactly where it is. Switch your arms, so lift the arms up, cross the left elbow in front of the right. Walk your fingertips through the upper back, upper mid back. Inhale, exhale, drop your knees over to the left. But remember, keep your shoulders down. Don't let the shoulders roll off the ground. And inhale, bring the knees back up to the center. Exhale, drop them over to the right. Inhale, back up to the center, release the hands. So for our next pose, we're gonna do a supported bridge pose. I'm gonna suggest that you take a couple of blocks or maybe a couple of thick blankets or pillows if you've got them. And you're gonna lift your hips off the ground. So bring your heels a little bit closer to your buttocks. Take a nice deep breath in. I'm going to use both of my blocks. And I'm just going to take them underneath my hips and bring them together under my hips. So make sure that it's not under your kidneys. Make sure that the hips are staying comfortable on your blocks. We're going to stay here in this supported bridge for just a moment. And if you like to, you can extend the legs out. But if you go there and you feel like, oh, this is too much compression in my low back, go ahead and bend the knees a little bit. So play with it and see what feels good. You can also do the pose we were just in, Supta Baddha Konasana. Let the soles of your feet come together as your knees are open wide. But again, really be mindful that you're just not create too much compression on your lumbar spine. So go wherever it feels good. And then palms are open towards the ceiling. Your gaze is either to your chest or towards the ceiling, or just behind soft gaze. Breathe into your belly. Exhale it out. You can also alternate between these poses. So maybe you want to do Supta Baddha Konasana with your soles of your feet together for a little while, and then extend the legs for a little while. Or if you've got your legs extended, maybe you like to switch to butterfly pose. So whatever works best for you. We're staying here for full 2 minutes. I really like this pose with the blocks underneath because it really gets into the deep hip flexors, the psoas muscle. So it's a really lovely way of Stretching out all those muscles, especially if you've been seated for a while. And then slowly begin to put your feet flat on the floor wherever you are. Stay here for just a moment. And supported bridge. Then we're going to bring the right knee towards our chest and the left knee towards our chest. And then we're just going to send both legs straight up towards the ceiling. So supported shoulder stand. And we'll stay here for 2 more minutes. If you prefer to do a full shoulder stand without the blocks, please go for it. Remember, this is your practice. But if I'm staying in this pose for a couple minutes, I like to have support underneath my hips. And really just try not to turn your head. Just have your gaze to your knees or your toes. You may start feeling like the legs are becoming light and tingling, and the blood is rushing back to your heart. This is a really nice pose to do if you kind of feel a little run down or tired. You can also do this against the wall, putting your legs against the wall. Stay connected with your breath. And then as you're ready, gently begin to bend your knees, please. Put your feet flat on the floor. Pause here for just a moment. As you breathe in and lift the hips up, remove the block or blanket from underneath you and just lower the hips down. And windshield wiper your knees side to side, nice and slowly. And then bring the right knee to your chest, interlace the fingers around the shin, extend the left leg straight. Hold here for a moment, inhale. Now slowly begin to extend that left leg up towards the ceiling. I'm just interlacing my fingers behind the hamstring. The leg doesn't need to be straight. You can just hold it there. And then bend the knee to your chest. Take your left hand to the outside of that right foot. And then gently guide that leg out to the side. So you can release the hand and just be, I don't think you can see my hand and foot, but you can release the hand and just let it be to the side. So you don't have to hold on to your foot. But make sure that your right shoulder stays down. And if you feel like your right shoulder is coming up, I would take a couple of blocks and put one block under my foot and put the second block under my knee, and that gives me nice support so I can leave my right shoulder down. And then your gaze can be wherever it feels good on your neck. So maybe you want to turn your head to the right. And then nice and slowly, if your head is turned, turn your gaze back up towards the ceiling. Bend the right knee, bring the right knee to your chest. Once again, squeeze it in. And as you're ready, just gently switch sides. So left knee comes to your chest, extend the left leg straight. Stay here for just a moment. Let that knee get really heavy towards your towards your chest. And then gently begin to straighten that left leg as you interlace your fingers behind the left knee or left hamstring. And again, the knee can be bent. You don't need to straighten it. Now we're gonna, everybody bend your knee, take your right hand to the outside of that left foot, and then just roll your leg over out to the side. And it's really nice to be able to support your leg. So take your, take one block under your right foot and the other block under your right knee. And then let that left shoulder relax down. Your gaze can go to the left. Close your eyes. And then as you're ready, bring your knees back up to the center. That left knee comes to your chest. Hug that knee and rock a little bit side to side. And my dear friends, you're ready for your final pose, Shavasana. So extend the legs out. If you like to, you can put your blanket under your knees. Roll up your blanket and put it under your knees or under your head. And give yourself the support you need. Let the back of your head rest comfortably on the floor. Palms are open towards the ceiling. Close your eyes. Let your breath be completely natural. This is where you absolutely do not need to do anything, be anywhere, be anybody other than who you are, exactly as you are in your body, exactly the way it is. So just close your eyes and luxuriate in this moment. If you're ready, gently begin to deepen your breath. Draw one knee to your chest and then the other knee to your chest. Rock a little bit side to side on your back. Notice which nostril you're breathing out of a little bit easier. Roll over to that side. Pause for a moment. And then with the strength in your top arm, press yourself to a comfortable seat, please. Make sure you're sitting tall and close your eyes for a moment as you sit on your blanket or block. Spine is long. Your hands can rest in your lap. Sit tall for just a moment. Notice the feeling in your body. Notice the mood, the sensations. Bringing your hands to the heart center. Bow down to yourself, please, for making it here on this Friday. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through your practice. Have a beautiful weekend. Namaste.